Right. Jalwam Yasharala, Gal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Bahasham Rakakadash. We give double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders and members of GMS Camp and the last great millstone for the brief for the 100% truth that I've been currently edified on that. But this lesson today again we continue on the herbs, we're doing the lungs. I said I was going to do lungs and I haven't done it, so I keep my promise by doing it today. And I just want to show a diagram of the lungs and then get into the information to be exact, right? And I'll get up, so don't mind my face. And as for this, my Afrocomb break, so I mean I'll lose it out, but when I see my Afrocomb, it kind of 2 teeth missing or 1 teeth missing, so it ain't making sense to comment, so I just leaving it so for the while. Anyways, so let me get into this lesson. So I want to pull up a diagram showing you the full, basically the lungs diagram, right? I think I'll use this one. Right. So as you continue on, firstly, we have, as see the diagram from the top to bottom, there is the thyroid cartilage, right? Then there's the cricoid cartilage. Then there's the trachea. Then there's the upper lobe. And there's the right arm bronchus or bronchial. Then there's the middle lobe, the lower lobe, the right lobe. When you're going into the next side, it says the left primary bronchus, the upper lobe bronchus, the lower lobe bronchus, the upper lobe, the lower lobe, and the notch for the heart, and the left lobe, right? Now, to give a bit more explanation, usually, as we see here, these grape-like looking things is called the alveoli, right? And those are attached to the branch looking the branch drawing, or let's say that looking diagram and part in the diagram. Those are it's attached to. And what this does, it absorbs when the oxygen comes in, of course, it intakes. Now, this might be a little bit better diagram than the last one. The last one was just giving a full understanding. This was just going in more into the tubes and the bronchial tracts and the trachea itself to be exact, right? And as you can see, right main stem branch, right? See, the right lower already. Then you have the bronchioles, then the left main stem branch and the bronchi, right? And all they do is hold an important value, because when I want to go into it before I go and give it the proper functions of the lungs, right? Let me do the alveoli, which is kind of understandable if they expand and contract, right? Alveoli are very small air sacs where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. Capillaries are blood vessels in the walls of the alveoli. So there's the red and reddish and bluish veiny like thing appearance I see in the diagram on the right side. Those are the capillaries. Capillaries are tiny veins and arteries, right, to give and take oxygen and delivery from the blood delivery, right? What this does, it sources the oxygen and sends it to the blood vessel or to the blood. So just a rough understanding. Now I go back into the chart because I want to go into the functions and what you can use for the what herbs you can use to assist after. So this one I went in before. Well, I mean, might as well go back into it and then go back into the next one. Correct, is right. See, and the bronchi, right, which I'm going to go into here now. I mean, this really is just a passageway, but to get a even better understanding, let's go in and get a understanding of the bronchi. Your bronchi, see, passageway. Your bronchi carries to and from lungs. Okay. The bronchi also helps moisturize the air you breathe and screens out foreign particles. Your airways are lined with cells that create mucus. The mucus keeps your airway moist, which we know as the mucous membranes, right? In certain parts of the body. I'm not sure if I did a video that already. I'll do a video on the mucous membrane. There are mucous matter of fact, let me give you a rough understanding here. Mucous membrane. It's in the body, right? So you see, you already seen it. See that? The lungs, the throat, the lungs, the nasal, the stomach. Mucous membrane, right? So, and when you go into this, is mucus of nasal cavity, mucus of mouth, the esophagus lining, me and words into correct, mucosa of lung bronchi, right? So, when you go now, coming out of this, in fact, I think I'm going to go into the herbopathy. I'm going to go into it one time, just to give a rough understanding of certain herbs I could use, right? Just for you all. Right. So now as you go into it, now let me give a proper understanding of the functions of the lungs. And the functions of the lungs. To process, basically is the process to process gas exchange, which is called respiration, as we know, right? Respiration or breathing, to be exact, right? Whether you're breathing in oxygen, and with that you're releasing carbon dioxide. With understanding, you're expelling the carbon dioxide that is with the in the air as well. So in respiration, oxygen in respiration, oxygen from incoming air enters the body, and carbon dioxide, a waste gas from the metabolism, leaves the blood. So it expels out of the body. So people who have, like a good example, who have deoxygenation in the blood regularly would eventually lead to clots and so on at times. This is because of lack of oxygen. When your blood begins to get a little more dark and looking more clumpy to be exact, is because of your blood being deoxygenated, which means your body needs a higher intake of oxygen, right? So as you continue, as you go further, just to give you a rough example, a reduced lung functions, any part of the lungs, once it reduces your lung function, it means that the ability of the lungs to exchange gas is also reduced, which means less oxygen. You understand? Or an imbalance of oxygen. Or let's say or might be even toxic chemicals that your body are on that now, because of your, let's say, a damaged lung, are unable, or unhealthy lung are unable to expel out of the body. Or even for the smokers, people who smoke, right? You're purposefully damaging your lungs. That's your temple, that's your body, right? So when you really get the understanding, your lungs is very important. Every part of your body is indeed important. Your cells, all your organs, your veins, your arteries, your capillaries, that simple pinky finger that you have there, your foot, your pinky toe, all is very crucial and very important for your body, for life preservation, right? And good health, right? Which also, as we know, when somebody is very healthy and they are called in the truth, they are most likely to be very versatile and very, how to put it, sharp. in the truth, right? So that is the reason why I kind of do these lessons, because the more healthy you are, the less, I mean, we don't worry about, but the more healthy you are, the more you can intake and the more you can output, and the better you can output, because you'll have control over the testosterone, reducing estrogen, less cortisol level, allowing you to be able to be more upfront and more upright and more, and bring out the truth with a much in a much larger scale than you would normally would, right? So that just that's way it is, right? That's way it is. So the bronchial tubes, right, carries the air to the lungs, and of course the smaller branches also, and the smaller bronchioles which go into the um alveoli basically, right? Which is the small sacs which we just go into. So I'm going to give you all, firstly, three simple remedies that indeed 100% do work. Matter of fact, I'll give you five recipes, five remedies that works. Honestly, five. Number one, number one. If your bronchial tubes are blocked with mucus, usually the mucus is blocked with the lagly kind of thick lagly mucus. You all could use the ginger. Matter of fact, let me start with the tea. You all could use ginger, thyme, rosemary, and garlic. You all, what you could do. This is a very simple thing. You could find any part. I mean, literally in any part of your household. So what you could do is you cut up the garlic, you cut up the ginger, small. I mean, matter of fact, I would grate the ginger. Grate the ginger. Then you cut out the garlic. I will take two garlic, cut up in about 5 or 6 pieces each. You add your rosemary, a quarter teaspoon of rosemary. If you have the big leaf thyme, you could use a whole leaf, cut it up in about 5 pieces. If you have the regular small leaf thyme, you could use you could also get the amount of this half of a teaspoon, and you add it in a cup. Then you boil water, and when the water is finished boil, you throw that into that cup, and you cover it down for the next 5, 10, possibly even 15 minutes. But I'll say 5 to 10 minutes, because you have to drink it when it's still warm. Now, when it's drawed within the 5 to 10 minutes, you drink that on an empty stomach. You can't eat, especially if you have chest congestions, like it's congested. This is one of the reasons why, because the bronchial tubes are blocked or being blocked, right? Not fully, but being slightly blocked because of lagly mucus, because either of lack of water or conditions of the lungs itself, which I'm going to go into further, right? So you use that. And let me see if I can get the big leaf thyme for you all. I never really look into it, but we know we went into ginger and all them things already. So they actually have that. Damn. Okay, let's get time. Alright. So when you go into the time, the benefits are not as great, but it's very efficient, as you all could see, right? So you want to press all these things to get the understanding of it before we go into further. So now let go up. So most important, as you see in here, a matter of fact, super effective. You see that whooping cough and coryza. I don't know that. Most effective: cold, cough, sinusitis, tonsillitis, colic, respiratory ailments, and sore throat. Dealing directly with the respiratory system immediately. Highly effective against what? Anemia, bronchitis. See that? Bronchitis, asthma, Of course, just in this hangover, tumors, you know, flatulence, diarrhea, and laryngitis. But most important part, which we just mentioned concerning the lungs, the bronchial tubes, that with ginger, I'm gonna go back into ginger. That and all, this and all. Most effective, firstly, super effective, allergies, nausea, vomiting, hay fever, tendinitis, right? Most effective was what? Acid reflux, that long word, and bronchitis again. Throat irritation, coughs, chest congestions, sore throat, exactly what we mentioned just now. Highly effective asthma. You understand? We're dealing with the lungs now. Asthma. I mean, there's more. The list goes down. I want to go too far down. But I mean, y'all could see it, right? Even lung disease. You understand? I think one of them was tuberculosis down there, right? Whooping cough, tumors. So when you understand, with that understanding, basically these two herbs will make a very, very, very good combination. Now let's go into rosemary. Rosemary is more for circulation. But let me go into it still. If I pronounce rosemary, I spell rosemary wrong. My bad. Right, rosemary. Now rosemary might have a lot of benefits, yep, as mentioned. And you see what it says as the most effective already, right? I ain't trying to toot you all horns, and that's what it is. So it says, firstly, ADHD, asthma, headache. See, asthma already, Alzheimer's, bronchitis, coughs. I mean, you go down, coughs, blocked nose, right? Flu. Okay? So, just giving you a rough understanding. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 works very well. Garlic. Garlic is also used for circulation. Increase circulation, thin the blood. But garlic is very acidic and could be harmful if you don't use it with things like ginger. That is the reason why, aside from ginger being very good, it also acts to buffer certain acidic foods. So garlic, something like garlic, you use ginger and you'll buffer it, meaning you'll raise the pH balance, right? So that ginger works well by itself, to be exact, because that was going to be one of the remedies was ginger. But let me go into it. So the first remedy is the ginger. Like I said, I'll give you the explanation: ginger, thyme, rosemary, and garlic. The second remedy, right, is raw onions and cayenne pepper on top it. You use cayenne pepper on top the raw onions and you consume it. Now let's get into onions. Onions are very good, right? Why not give me onions, eh? Why not give me onions? I don't want to hear about. I just say onions. Give me onions. All right, as we go, onions, right? So onions, coal, most effective against coal, right? Which is mucus basically, and that is the reason why I bring that out. Now, onions, they may not have it here. Let me check it. But onions is very good for the bronchitis as well. For bronchitis as well, or let's say the blockage of the bronchial tubes. See, going down here, effectiveness, bronchitis, right? So the onions do and are saying this lung cancer as well, and I'm saying this because this is something I would have used before I really come into the proper health that I am in. But even so, it works regardless. So you use raw onions, you add cayenne pepper on top of it, and you consume it. Cayenne peppers. We know benefit of cayenne pepper already, but let me get into it a little bit. Right? So, in other words, I miss an arm. In other words, you cut an onion in about a quarter, you throw some cayenne pepper on him, and you bust him up. And what that does is how to put it, it loosens the mucus in the chest area and the bronchial tubes. It actually loosens it. Now again, they may not say it here, but this is off of experience. It loosens with the raw onions. It loosens the mucus on your bronchial tubes, as well as ease up chest congestions. A matter of fact, in consuming it, give it about 1 to 2 minutes, and you'll be bringing out mucus, because that's what it does, right? Again, they won't show it here, but that's what it does, as far as my experience go, right? And I'm telling you this, I have used it on other people and it work the exact same way. That is why I would always bring it out, because things I know work on more than 1 or 5 or 10 people. It's something that to be brought out, because it's working the exact same way of the exact 2 ingredients or the exact few ingredients to be exact, right? So that is the second one. So first we have ginger, thyme, rosemary, and garlic. Second remedy, we have raw onions, Slovakia, raw onions, and cayenne pepper. Third, chew a whole ginger. It might sound far-fetched, it might sound odd, but I urge you, chew up an entire ginger. Let's say a 1 inch, or let's get 2 inch, break it in half, put one in your pocket, chew up one at the point in time. You're chewing up a ginger, and when you're done, you're chewing up a whole clove, whether it be 1 or 2, chew them up. Just those 2 alone. So 1 whole ginger to loosen the bronchial, the lagly mucus, or the thick mucus that will be blocking the airways and the bronchial tubes and the chest. And then guess what? You use a clove to further bring it out. Simple. You don't have to prepare nothing. You have nothing. You just wash your ginger. You get your whole cloves. If you have a small pocket in the front pocket, you can do it on work. When I was on work, I used to do that. I used to buy a pack of cloves, throw some more from pocket when I was on work, and put 2 ginger in there, and I would chew that while patrolling. Understand where I'm coming from? And this does help. It actually increases your immune. It actually boosts the immune system as well, given what zinc and selenium and certain vitamins and minerals that your body would require to strengthen the thymus and thyroid glands, to be exact. So now there's one more, but we already know this one, but I'll just give it out regardless. One more, which dealing with herbs itself, a nice simple nice remedy, but this one not too simple, because it will be hard to find. That is like we said before, in the first initial video, you're using wormwood, black walnut, and cloves alone, 3. And that you drink a tea. You can make a big bottle if you want. You draw it and you let it cool and you put it in the fridge, and you drink a cup of that twice a day, or like I say, about a half of a cup twice a day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the night. That will loosen up and remove mucus from your body. Now, I want to go into the bigger bigger recipes for removing that, or for your bronchial tubes, right? Which dealing with combination of herbs now. So now, for the bronchial tubes, in repairing the bronchial tubes, removing the mucus from the bronchial tubes, and even preventing things like lung cancer, they use hyssop, chamomile to calm the organs, hyssop, mullein to be exact, tulsi, or let's say holy basil, or tulsi, and bloodroot, St. John wort, and horhung, right? Now, what this does, as well as I'll give you a few, but this would help clear up the bronchial tubes, increase the oxygen, the circulation in that area, allowing the blood to flow much more better, giving you much more oxygen intake, because then you will have a full functioning lung. Now, I will urge you to do this for roughly a month with the same diet that was given before, which is berries, very important. But I'll give the diet just now. But let me do with the bronchial tubes first. Then we're going to do the removing mucus from the lungs, right? So removing the mucus from the lungs right now, because we've said the bronchial tubes first, was the hyssop, the chamomile, the mullein, the tulsi, the echinacea, the elecampane, the marshmallow root, blood root, Saint John, and horehound. And now, echinacea, if you do not know, is very good to what? To strengthen. It targets the thyroid, to be exact, which helps strengthens and increase the T cells, to be exact. Strengthen the T cells. Give it more fighting power, to be exact. Right? So, you could get, when you get a chance, you can look it up. You could use that and Asian ginseng together to strengthen the T cells and increase the T cells. And also, if you want to increase the capacity or like the holding area for the T cells or for the cells, you could use something called sorrel juice. You draw the sorrel and you drink it without sugar. You drink that often with some shadow benny, and that will increase the capacity of your cells, or the T cells, or the fighting cells, as well as strengthen the army itself. Make them buff now, so make them strong, ready to fight, ready to punch somebody down. You know where I'm coming from? We will do, in matter of fact, I want to do a thyroid lesson separate. I will do that just to give you a better understanding, right? So now we're dealing with removing the mucus from the lungs, right? Now we go into mullein, or mullein to be exact. I say mullein. Strong tongue. Anyways, alright. If it's not here, it better be here. You better be here. If you're not here, you don't feel sight. No, let me say that. That's the wrong thing to say. Let me see the next name for mullein. Mullein. Common name. Mullein, great mullein. Flannel plant. Candlewick plant. Alright. Flannel plant, candlewick plant of velvet duck. Okay. Man. Why y'all doing that? Why y'all I hope you're seeing what I see in here. Why y'all doing that? Make sure this thing recording. Right? Why them doing that? Didn't I just look what it's saying the front part? Oh shucks. I probably spelled it wrong. I spelled IEN. Okay. Let's see. Maybe it's my fault. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. I take responsibility for that one. So like, yeah. I didn't even realize I spelled it wrong. Anyways, so let's go into mullein before you go into the ingredients, right? So mullein is very good for the intestines. It's very good for internal bleeding. It's very good for skin, right? I mean the list shows, but I looking directly for what? The effectiveness, which is dealing with bronchitis. As you go further, it deals with removing excess mucus. They will not have it here, but it removes excess mucus from the lungs. Understand? It's good for your tonsil, your sore throat, your whole respiratory system, to be exact, for pneumonia. And you're seeing the list here, right? So it deals directly with the lungs, right? Lung disease, higher up, it deals directly with the lungs, preventing, cleaning your lungs, to be exact, cleaning out the lungs. Re-enabling the functions of the lungs, to be exact. Because when your lungs and your bronchial tract is clean from excess mucus due to a damaged mucous membrane, dealing with, whether it be from infestations or from parasites or other viral loads, to be exact, then guess what? Your lungs will begin to work better again. I'll be honest with you, you would be in tip-top condition again. And I'm going to use myself as a testimony. During the time of that particular virus that started off in 2019, as they say, I was one of them to happen to get that particular virus, right? Now, and with that understanding, it was very difficult because at that time I was very unhealthy, right? I was not in the healthy state I'm now. I was very, very unhealthy. And boy, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I almost passed out. I was almost unalive. But of course, Yahweh had mercy and He preserved me. And with that, He taught me a few things, and I was able to go drive with that. And I had a damaged lung, which was causing many problems after. Breathing problems, circulation problems. And I could tell you, off of my experience, just that alone, having a damaged lung, a ripped lung, and problems to breathe, you understand? Your oxygen reading 72. And you can't even sleep because you can't breathe properly to even take a good rest, you understand? You're coughing hard, mucus, and sometimes some blood coming out of that particular area. And what brought me back is Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, He taught me these things. And to be honest with you, even a good example, when I was sick bad, all of a sudden blue vervine began to grow in my yard. Blue vervine and big leaf thyme. And you know what I did? I drank that blue vervine and that big leaf thyme. That I'm telling you all, thyme or big leaf thyme is very, very, very good. Very, very good. Now, again, I give you the recipe that removes mucus, right? So let me get into it. Mullein, ginger, thyme, rosemary, mountain balm, blessed thistle. I think we did some blessed thistle already. I'm going to go on my WhatsApp, but I want to go into it again because I don't think you all know how good blessed thistle is. No matter how much I stress on it, I would think that you will never know how blessed thistle is until you all actually use it, to be exact. So let me go into it. It's supposed to be somewhere here, man. Look it right here. Watch this, Blessed thistle, right? Go to my jump down. Blessed thistle is high in iron and has been used in traditional medicines to increase circulation and oxygen delivery to the brain, to support brain functions, to support heart and lung functions. See? That is it there already. That's it right there already. To support the lung functions. So when I was in my ill state and I started to use these herbs, guess what started to happen? I began to cough out mucus that was blocked up still in the lungs. Cough until all came out. I'll be honest with you, I was able to cough out. I brought out mucus for over about a month. From my nostrils, which dealing with the brain, and certain parts of the damaged mucous membrane on the upper and nasal passage, and also dealing with the lungs, coughing it out. Yeah, I was feeling it coming out. At times it was very largely and it was very thick. And this brought me back. Now I continue the Cordencio Negro and the nettle leaf. So mullein, ginger, thyme, rosemary, mountain balm, blessed thistle, Cordencio Negro, and nettle leaf. This is what really Yahweh put this knowledge on me, and He strengthened them herbs. He put His hand on me, and He told me I would have been okay. And you know what I started to do? I say, you know what? All right, buddy. All right, because I pray, and I be honest with you, I ask Yahweh if this is my end. I literally asked Yahweh, is this how I'm going to die? You understand? Me in my carnal state, not knowing the truth, not even knowing His name. I asked Him, is this how I'm going to die? And guess what? No, I did not. He brought me from that to the state that I'm in now, being able to what? be a living testimony to teach all you. And that's where I'm coming from. To show you all how good he really is. And how good his creation is. You understand what I'm saying? So, anyways, let me continue. So these herbs here will bring mucus out your lungs, increase circulation to your lungs and your heart. As a matter of fact, detoxify your lungs, detoxify your blood around there, remove clot blood and clad blood and plaque buildups in the veins and arteries around this area. Remove the excess mucus from the lungs, all to be exact. People say, doctors may say, can't remove all. Yes, your mucous membrane will be creating. Yes, we understand that. But all the unnecessary, dangerous mucus that could cause your lungs to even go from lung disease into lung cancer. That, right? Removing parasitic substances, pathogens, because I had an infestations in my lungs. There's only way you can have an infestation is because of what? Microscopic parasites or even large ones. Just saying. So, Yahweh saved me, he preserved me, and he provided for me in that time. Because during that time as well, the job that I was working with, they let me go while I was in a state of COVID. Shock, I say the word. Anyways, they let me go, and yeah, that's how true that is at times. You understand? No compensation, nothing whatsoever. And they were the people that sent me to that particular location that I did not want to go. And guess what? The people there was infected and infested. And that is what took place. Anyways, so now let's go on. So to remove mucus from the lungs, mullein, ginger, thyme, rosemary, mountain balm, blessed thistle, cordyceps negro, and nettle leaf, right? Then as you go further, so during this process of removing anything from your lungs, you'll be drinking this tea, whether it be, whichever one you choose. You'll be drinking either one, whether it be for the bronchial tubes or the removing of the mucus of the lungs. You'll be drinking either or, morning time and evening time. I would recommend, I say 1 cup. 1 cup each, and let's say you'll be doing a little fasting during a particular time. Of course, if you have your feast days or any holy convocation days, then you would, and we have the like the Passover, we had to consume the lamb, then you can eat that meat. But until then, if there's no holy convocation or festival days that we have to partake of, then you can go on and do this. It will help a lot. It will change your life, to be exact. Because right now I'm able to hold my breath for 2 minutes and possibly even over. I never really try over. I did from 1 minute easy, 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes and 10 seconds I did it already. This is just me relaxing and just holding my breath. That's how good my lungs is now. And I was unable to do that before I got sick. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And I think I could go even further because I never try to go further, to be exact. Never push it to go further, to be exact. But I will do that soon. And this is what these things does. So your simple diet would be a juice diet, right? Dealing with berries, a berry diet, to be exact. So berries and basically CMOS. So you're using elderberries, mulberries, grapes. Then you're using coconut water. You're using CMOS, and ginger, right? You blend that up. CMOS gel. You use coconut water as your base, and you use the others. You blend it up. Make at least 1.5 liters of this. And you drink a cup from 11 o'clock, you drink a cup 12 o'clock, and you drink a cup 1 o'clock. Let it sink in and settle in your body. Your body will, of course, break that down within, an hour or so, or hour and a half, if so much to be exact. Right? but this is what you're consuming, right? Very nutritious, very hydrating, to be exact, right? And then the diet, like if it is you can't really juice that thing, you can what you can do now is use cucumbers, gingers, onions, and lettuce with seeded fruits and sweet pepper, right? Whether it be green and yellow sweet peppers or green and yellow apples, right? That's those two. You add them together to your diet and you consume. You do that lunchtime. You can even make a juice, like you make about 700 mLs of the juice, and you drink that and you eat this, and that is it for the day. And then evening time you drink your herb again, around 4 to 5, and you close off at 5. No way past 5. Allow your body to get that chance to heal and reset its body, reset the body itself. Restoration that the Father gave unto us, to be exact. Right? So, what I have here really and truly, I'll make sure and give some understanding dealing with the right. So we have now dealing with the lung conditions, which I said I would have go into. So first we have the hot condition and we have the cold conditions. Now the hot condition have two sections, as well as the cold conditions. And of course, with the hot conditions have different types of ailments, to be exact, right? Right. So dealing with the hot damp condition, which is one part of the hot condition, there's the hot damp and there's the hot dry. The hot damp condition, if dealing with whatever ailment you may have, whether it be sore throat, excess mucus, the bronchitis area as well, bronchitis, and I say them kind of hard horse cough, the real people just may say with open cough, but the cough that's hurt your throat with pain, right? This is what you would use for that. You get honeysuckle, you get something called ivy morning glory, and I'm talking about for these specific conditions, right? And of course, you could use the others which I mentioned, because normally what these would do, which is the bronchial tubes or the removing the excess mucus from your lungs, would and get rid of that immediately. But this is for dealing directly with these conditions alone, right? You have the honeysuckle, you have the ivy morning glory, and you have the red sage, right? And that will deal with your conditions, whether it be of course, like I say, pitch in your cloves, which I said before, your cloves. You can pitch in your cloves, you can pitch in a few others, right? But this is directly dealing with the hot damp condition, right? So now we're going into the hot dry condition, right? Which in understanding deals with things like asthma, inflammation in your inflammation in the bronchitis, right? Thick, largely mucus, excess mucus coming out. You understand, from that particular area. You can use elecampane, red clover, horehound, and sea moss, right? Now, that I was saying, when you do it all together, which is what I put here before, then you would have no issues, because guess what? Your lungs would remain healthy and strong. But if the conditions become like this, then you could use it as such. Now dealing with the cold conditions, cold damp conditions to be exact, dealing with things like pneumonia or fluid in the lungs, which I said before, you'll get things like what? Thyme, ginger, mullein to remove it. That's also something called cottonwood, dealing with the cold damp conditions, only with that. And orange peel and borage, dealing with the cold damp conditions and only the cold damp conditions. Okay, just making sure we reiterate that. And what this does, it tends to remove the largely mucus, prevent things like pneumonia, kill the parasites, because many reasons for the damp conditions in the lungs is due to the eating habit, things that you may consume, right? As well as, if you did not know, infestation in your lungs. Certain moles and let's say moles may also cause conditions in the lungs if you do not know, which is very dangerous. Right? You could check it up, look up what causes conditions in the lungs. One of the things are build up of moles, which I would still say microscopic parasites, infestation to be exact, right? So we go into the cold, dry conditions of the lungs, right? Which, of course, in dealing with influenza, as we know, common cold and so on and so forth. Those simple. That's why it is called the cold. When in Trinidad we call it the cold. Of course, I know other countries call it the flu, but we call it, you had the cold boy, you understand? That man had the cold boy. He had to get something to, bring it on mucus. That is what it is. Cold, dry condition, right? And what you could use for that, aside from what I mentioned before, which we know, you could also use musk root and loco weed, ginger, and thyme, right? Now, Agarinia, before I close off on this lesson, I want to give you a last piece dealing with the lung disease, whether it be the COPD and whatever other disease there is. The list is there. Or there be acute bronchitis, whatever the case. We already deal with those areas, but just to give you all a simple and rough sketch of the things that you all could use that are very, 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 very good. So we have the red clover, which what breaks up calcification and inflammation in the blood, as well as carry down tumors, which is what normally would be a growth due to damaged mucous membrane or parasitic substances in the lungs. And then you have the Pau de Aco, also good for the tumors and also good for what? Circulation and killing parasites. Then we have Lily de Valley, another good thing, good for the heart, as well as what? Tumors, carrying on tumors and killing bacteria. Then we have the cleaver. Now, I know I never really brought in the cleaver for you, so I'm going to go into it here before we close off this lesson, right? Cleaver leaf it doesn't matter. Oh, it had to be okay. Cleaver leaves, okay, all right. I guess you got the cleaver leaves because it's the same thing. And as you see, super effective against what? Lung cancer. You see that lung cancer, tumor, cancer reproductive system, breast cancer, and regular cancer in the whole. Most effective against lymphoma and the tonsillitis, which is what we're dealing with right now, right? So, panic attack, stress, bronchitis, see? Going into it. The list is short, but the list is very sweet. And they give you a very red line to show you all how beneficial it is for these things. So I want you to take notes. Every time you see that, you ought to be taking notes and saying, okay, you understand? All right, then. Hey, that's very good then. Blood purifier, right? So it's very good for the circulatory system and it's very good for your lungs. Then we have burdock root, which we already know is used to clean the blood and guess what? To remove toxins from the blood as well. Burdock root. And with the phytonutrients from the burdock root also helps to what? Build and strengthen the body. Now we have the nettle. We know the nettle. We already go through the nettle already. Nettle is very, very, very good for your lungs. Very, very good for your bronchial tubes. Very good for, it's a health tonic. It's very good overall. It removes excess mucus from the body. So you have, that will work very good. Then you have the blessed thistle, which we know. And to give you a rough sketch or rough understanding of the blessed thistle is known to kill majority of your parasites. So infestation of your lungs, the blessed thistle will most likely unalive them over a period of time, right? Then we have the mullein, which we went into. Very good for the lungs, very good for the respiratory system, removing mucus. So you take this, if you don't want to go through certain dealing with certain conditions, clearing them up, you could take this. to clear up your whole state. Red clover, I call it again. Take notes. Red clover, poa de ako, or power de ako, lily of the valley, cleaver, or cleaver leaf, right? Burdock root, nettle leaf, blessed thistle, and mullein, right? This is very beneficial for lung function, for clearing up lung disease. Roughly 2 months of this would eradicate, if not destroy, every single one of your disease in the body, because Yahweh designed them to do that. And this is why, matter of fact, let me go into the next one. This is why Sirach chapter 38 gives you this, because we really and truly have to pay attention to these things. This wasn't written for no reason. Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth. He that is wise will not abhor them. It's not talking about your pharmaceuticals. How do we know that? Read the next verse. Was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known? It's talking about herbs, drawing herbs, making natural compounds out of herbs, not adding chemicals to make. Come on. Okay? I trust not there's plenty, because I know plenty people would go to the pharmaceuticals regardless, right? I just deal with my jigs. I don't care about nobody else. It might sound harsh, but it is reality, right? That's just what it is. This is what you call a physician. A bush doctor is a physician, not the pharmaceutical doctor in hospitals that you're seeing here today. Not that. The only thing I'm probably good for is what? Putting bones together. If you break your hand or something, cut off a limb, putting it back together. That's the only thing I'm good for. That's the only use they have. Because I know many people who head to the hospital with ailments and they say they don't know what's causing the problem. And when they come to me or they come to anybody else who deal with herbs, guess what? We are able to deal with the situation immediately. And why is that? Because Yahweh, and let's go into 6. And he had given men skill, that he might be honored in his marvelous works. With such doth he heal men and take away their pains. What skill did he give them? Concerning this, dealing with the knowledge of the herbs, knowledge of the plants, what you could use to heal or bring back somebody, or let's say preserve, to be exact. You understand what I'm saying? And when you go to 14, it says, Sirach chapter 38 and 14, or Ecclesiasticus 38 and 14. For they shall pray unto Yahweh, that he would prosper that which they give for ease and for remedy to prolong life. And giving a good example, every herb combination I do, I indeed pray that this herb, that he would strengthen these, the combination that was created, all natural combinations, strengthen them, to aid people, to help people, to recover them, to preserve their life. And like I tell you all, up to now, because of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh, we give all praises and honor and glory to him. All. I am nothing but a vessel used to preserve someone's life. And because of that, I have not failed anybody yet. Because I'm a vessel used to preserve life. I don't have the power of course, as yet. But I don't have the power to do that. It's given by the Father. So this concludes the lesson. I hope this was indeed edifying. Right? I told you I'm going to do a thyroid function video and herbs that you could use to strengthen and improve it and increase it even more. We gave a little sneak peek of them, but we're going to do the rest. And yeah, that is what really it is about. Right? So I hope this was edifying. Take down these herbs. Do not reject this knowledge. Do not reject this knowledge. Why is that? Because in this time, right, we need it. Yahweh, and that's why it's always back to this. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Times, to be exact. Not time as in the herb. Times. And the strength of salvation. For the fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Matter of fact, let me see if I find that. There's a precept that says the fear of the Lord, something with refuge. I forget the precept. Anyways, it is happening. It was now in my head and I slipped. So yeah. So Shalom Yasharala, Gal Hala Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Again, double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders and like-minded brothers who speak the like-minded truth. That's what I say. Tawaya to again Abaniah and to Matazabats and all the other brothers and the elders and members who bring on this lesson daily, who travail to interpret the scriptures, who go through them, who study to self-approve, who rehearse righteous acts. Tawada for them and for all the elders and the members that are bringing for the 100% truth and nothing but the 100% truth. All right, keep doing what y'all doing. Don't cease. I know y'all ain't gonna cease, but I'm just saying, don't cease. Right? And shalom.